You. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here with Grunk the Goblin, who appears to have stolen some sort of Pathfinder badge. But that is convenient, as today I'm just going to go over a quick little review of the beginnings of Agents of Edgwatch, which is one of the new adventure paths, specifically for 2nd edition Pathfinder from Paizo. Now, I really like what I've read from this AP so far. The people at Paizo were kind enough to send me a copy of the first few PDFs to review, and everything I've read so far is really fun. So I'll be honest, I was nervous going into looking at Agents of Edgewatch with the general political climate around police these days, but reading through it, it's handled exceptionally well. The opening speech from your chief is absolutely hilarious. You start out in the kind of like a police station. Oh, it's like the city guards. You are Edgewatch agents in Absalom City, the city at the center of the world. And your chief is like an older, mustachioed, big-bellied cop smoking a cigar. And he's like, oh, he might as well be telling you that it's his last day before retirement, or there's 2 days from retirement, because that is the vibe and energy that this man gives off. Now, what I also like about Agents of Edgewatch so far is that it turns the kind of adventuring vibe on its head, the adventuring genre. Normally you're adventurers, you have tragic backstories, and you're going on a grand journey through the world. Here, your opening mission is someone else is those adventurers, and they're messing around at a tavern. You gotta go break it up. I cannot tell you how many games I have game mastered, both homebrew and just regular adventure paths, where I've had to send in city guards to try to at least get the PCs to try to back off just a little bit, especially in a tavern setting. Now you get to roleplay that out for yourself. Another thing that is just so cool is this AP is pretty much entirely set in Absalom City. Now, for those of you who don't know, Absalom is called the city at the center of the world for a reason. It was pulled up along with the island that it is on out of the ocean by the god Eridan when he first brought up the Starstone. The Starstone, of course, being a fragment of meteor that came down during the Earthfall calamity, tens of thousands of years ago, and has the power to make people into gods. Since then, with the construction of the Starstone Cathedral on that island, it has become a hub city for the entire Inner Sea region, and even places like TNG and beyond are known to send ships there for both trade and, governmental liaison purposes like that. It's a center of worship. It's a center of commerce. It really is the center of the world. So getting to play in that city, which at least for me is something I've never done in an adventure path or even any homebrew game that I've done. It's always kind of this iconic place that exists in the background of Pathfinder. So being able to play in it just works out perfectly, in my opinion. Now, like I've already said, it's very fun that you are not kind of the adventurers this time. You are the guards, and everyone else is kind of relegated to those NPC characters. The adventurers are NPCs. So as a PC, you're going on the beat with your fellow agents of the Edgewatch. You're going around the city during this big festival. I don't want to spoil too many plot points, so I want you to be able to see it for yourself. But you are there for the Radiant Festival, which is a festival that occurs like maybe once in a person's lifetime, unless maybe you're an elf, in which case maybe you get lucky and see a few of them. But being on the beat of the festival means protecting not only the citizens of the city, but tourists, and even goblin tourists at that. That's right, Grunk. That's very true. Very true. Grunk has a lot of opinions on goblin-human relationships in the capital, Absalom, so maybe he'll get into that on his own video at some point. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much, but what I really like is that it has this kind of, buddy cop feel on the surface, or you could even go a little bit darker, maybe like a detective genre, depending on how your game master and your players want to run it. But underneath that, there is a lot of layers of nuance and mystery. There's some stuff going down during this festival, and it's a story that I didn't really know that I was waiting for, but I am extremely excited it's here, and I'm really blown away by how they've packaged it. Not only that, but the support they've put out flip mats, including a flip mat that has the opening tavern, the Tipsy Tango, which I'll show you here in a second, as a little preview of the awesome map work the artists over at Paizo have done. This is kind of one of your first encounters here. They've supported it with, kind of upcoming releases. The Pathfinder Society release, which I previously reviewed, has gone really well. I've been rereading that, as well as my Lost Omens book, as I get ready to hopefully run this for one of my Monday through Friday games once we finish our current campaigns. I would love to hop into 2nd edition. I feel like this is a game that is a very good entry into it. I was a little intimidated with Age of Ashes. Just felt kind of like this grand, enormous story, but something like Agents of Edgwatch feels inherently accessible, especially if you're just starting out at 2E, which myself and most of my players pretty much are, having played 1st edition Pathfinder and Starfinder for some years now. I also really like the pack they released with Roll20 working in. I actually downloaded that the other day, and it is what I'll be using to run this campaign once we get going with it. It's got all sorts of parts from the player guide in it to help your players make their characters. It's got preset maps, preset tokens, magic item pictures, just really above and beyond on the work on that Roll20 package. In general, I'm just really at this point waiting to finish one of my current campaigns so we can jump into this one. Age of Edgwatch, so far after reading the first few books, highly, highly recommend. I think if you're a player, find someone who's running that game. If you're a GM who wants to dive into 2nd edition, or even already has tried 2nd edition, you should jump on this campaign, because at the moment, like Hades from Hercules, that's 2 thumbs way, way up.
And I have to agree, even the short folk, I got to agree with this Longshanks here. It's going to be a great campaign.
Hey, thanks, Grunk. Maybe someday you'll actually get into the Pathfinder Society. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. And feel free to tune into one of our Monday through Friday streams. As always, on the Ben the DM channel, we stream a different campaign Monday through Friday, typically at about 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight, of course, is our Rise of the Rune Lords game, just starting Book 5. Hope to see you all there.